Hi everyone! Today I'm talking about how I cured my cystic acne. I got it as a teenager. Very bad, painful lumps in my skin. It was so bad, especially the ones on my forehead. It just felt like there was a big stone in between my skin and the forehead bone, pressure that was sort of pressing in, a lot of pressure there. So it was terrible. I was always aware that I had these big pimples on my face. You couldn't forget about it because you could feel them there, and it was really bad. And my mum took me to the dermatologist, who told me that it was genetic because my mum had it, my great-grandmother also had cystic acne, my uncle had terrible skin, my brother still has pimples now in his 30s. So it was something that's in our family, and the doctor said it's genetic. 5% of the population suffer from cystic acne, and don't let anyone tell you that diet has anything to do with it. It's a medical condition, and he put me on antibiotics because that was the mildest option. So I was on antibiotics, and after about a year I knew it wasn't good to take antibiotics long term, so I stopped after a year. As soon as I stopped, like, the antibiotics only helped a little bit. I still had really bad pimples, and then when I stopped taking the antibiotics, these cysts came back. It was really bad, and I just kind of went on and off antibiotics. I was on antibiotics for most of my teenage years because I just couldn't deal with the acne. And then eventually in my 20s, when I thought it might just be while I'm a teenager, it's really bad, but I got into my 20s, I still had it. So I went back to the dermatologist and went on a really strong medication that my mother also took, and my sister as well had to take it, called Roaccutane. Now, Roaccutane has been banned in the United States for a long time because it's linked to suicides. Very, very strong drug. It dried out my eyes. It dried out my lips. Like, I still have dry lips like 15 years after taking it. More than 15 years now. I'm late 30s now, so just constant peeling lips, like your lips cracked and bled, and it was painful. It was severe side effects. I've got a black tooth in the back of my mouth, and my dentist said it's because everyone who has Roaccutane ends up with a black tooth. I was taking it when my molar was growing through in my early 20s. So I do not recommend that. And I had to give up drinking, which was a part of my social life back then. I don't drink anymore, but because the drug was so strong, the dermatologist said if you drink alcohol at the same time of this, you'll have liver failure. It could be fatal. So that's how strong the drug was I was on. So you can only take it for 6 to 12 months. I took it for 6 months. My acne went, but my skin was just like peeling. Like, it just basically peeled everything away. It was horrible. But at the time I thought it was the only solution, and it worked. But then, of course, when I stopped taking it, didn't change my lifestyle, didn't change my diet, of course all the pimples came back. I'd never got the really big painful cysts anymore, but I had yucky, pussy pimples all through my 20s. And then when I got into my 30s, I decided to start experimenting with different diets, and I gave up dairy. And when I gave up dairy, no more pimple problems. So that is all I had to do. All along, all I had to do was give up dairy. I got pimples right into my 30s until I gave up the dairy. I still had them. My skin wasn't perfect just by giving up dairy. I also happened to give up meat at the same time as dairy, all meat except for fish. So I don't know whether that had anything to do with it. But I really believe that dairy is the big thing. I'll let you know about the dairy industry. They inject cows with bovine growth hormone, so that the cows produce a lot more milk to make them more profitable. We all know that hormones affect our skin, so these cows are being injected with this hormone. It's not natural, an unnatural amount of hormone, and whatever's injected into the cow goes into their milk. So you're drinking that bovine hormone, and since they've been injecting cows with this hormone, it's increase IGF-1 levels in the milk, which is not only linked to bad skin but also to cancer and things like that. So milk is pretty bad for a number of reasons, but I'm quite confident in saying that all you have to do, no matter how bad your skin is, and whether it's acne or eczema or psoriasis, whatever condition you have, all you have to do is give up the dairy. So yeah, these injections, they increase IGF-1 in the milk. And what else? The other thing that many cows are suffering from mastitis as a result, since they've been doing these injections, and they've been doing them for generations now, for a long time. So our cows aren't natural anymore. And they're getting mastitis, which is infection, like humans get it as well when they're breastfeeding. So it's an infection, and it causes pus to leak from the nipples. So there's pus going into the milk. In America, they test the milk and they allow a certain amount of pus in the milk, and it's still quite a disgusting amount. In Australia, there's no regulations on it, so there's pus in the milk. Now, what are pimples? They're pus. So you're putting more pus into your body if you're drinking dairy, as well as messing with your hormones. So if you want to cure any skin conditions, just get off the dairy. Now that's the first step. So that may work, that might be all you have to do. But if that doesn't work, like I said, I gave up meat at the same time, which really helps with digestion. Our body is always trying to get rid of toxins, and dairy is, unnatural milk from another species, is something foreign to our body that our body tries to get rid of as well. So when you're eating meat, it clogs up your digestive system. The human body isn't designed to be able to digest meat. We can't, and it can sit in the colon for 3 days. So therefore you can't detox through the bowels, which is the body's preferred method of detox. Its second most preferred method of detox is the skin. So whatever gets trapped and can't leave through the bowels, the skin is the body's outlet for outletting toxins. So if your digestion isn't as good, your digestion and elimination isn't as good, you're going to have more pimples, more acne. And yeah, meat, gluten, things like that, probably the worst thing that you can have for your digestion. So, that can be the second step. If just giving up dairy alone doesn't work for you, try that. I know a lot of people who have to give up both dairy and wheat, and especially for eczema, dairy and wheat is the solution. So they don't necessarily have to go vegan, but if they give up dairy and wheat, then that cures their skin problems. However, everyone that I've known who's cured their skin problems from giving up dairy and wheat also happen to have given up dairy because of the fact they've gone vegan for ethical reasons. So I don't actually know anyone who's just cured it by giving up dairy and wheat alone, because everyone who has given up dairy has given up meat at the same time that I know personally. But yeah, I can understand why dairy, wheat, or gluten and meat definitely contribute to skin problems. So before you get on those heavy hardcore drugs, just try giving up the dairy and see how you go. If that doesn't work, either cut out the meat or the wheat as well, and then if that doesn't work, try cutting out all three. Let me know how you go with it. When you do start cutting out these terrible foods, you do go through a detox phase, so sometimes your skin will get worse before it gets better. I'm Fruitarian now, and I found when I went Fruitarian, my skin got worse before it got better. And now I absolutely love my skin. I used to have to pack on the makeup, to leave the house, but now I'm on YouTube with absolutely no makeup on at all. Totally love my skin. So going to Fruitarian is, the next level if you want to go there to get that real glow where you feel like you don't need to wear any makeup. But yeah, my skin going Fruitarian, it got worse before it got better because everything was coming out. And then once I got through the detox, went from hating my skin to totally loving it. So that's how you cure your acne. You get off the dairy. Thanks for listening. Post your comments and questions below and have an awesome day.